Theater of the Oppressed is a method created by Brazilian playwright and activist Augusto Boal in the 1970s. His techniques focus on promoting social and political change throughout the theater industry throughout many different games and exercises. He spent 40 years of his life working on this topic and making it known to the world. Theater of the Oppressed hopes to bring awareness to oppression within known situations amongst the population. It can be best understood as a collection of games and performative exercises that let people experiment with real-life scenarios that have to do with activism and resistance. Theater of the Oppressed focused on interactions between audience and performance. The tree of the Theater of the Oppressed is what holds all the elements together. The main elements being forum and image theater being at the center. The branches that connect it are the newspaper theater, direct actions, legislative theater, invisible theater, rainbow of desire, but other elements go into the build-up, which are more broad, such as philosophy, ethics, and history. Forum theater is a performance which involves a spec actor. The forum theater performance is ran through once by the actors and then repeated again, but a member of the audience is allowed to call out freeze, taking place of the protagonist, changing the sequence of events that occurred in the first run. Forum theater also aids in helping students overcome their internal oppression by allowing them to jump in and rehearse solutions to the same oppressions they might be going through. Participants are encouraged to confront realistic and relatable problems within an oppressor play. Image theater is similar to forum, and each serve importance. A picture is worth 1,000 words. The basic idea is that working in silence, participants use their bodies to create an image or a frozen sculpture. This can teach audience members that theatrical images present a large range of meanings. The Joker is a part of all the games. They are in charge of the game, and they are also the guide of the action that is happening on stage, but they must never be a part of the action. They are simply there to progress the action forward. Sometimes the Joker will ask questions which will jolt the action forward to a more cohesive scene. Spec actors are ones a part of the audience in the Theater of the Oppressed. Spec actors are on the same level as the actors, but they take on the dual role of those involved in the process as both spectator and actor, as they both observe and create dramatic meaning in any performance. The first branch of the tree is newspaper theater, the first foam Boal experimented with. Newspaper theater is when actors create a devised or improvisational piece surrounding news articles and headlines that are relevant to social issues. This technique embodies what is often hidden from the news articles and allows actors to reclaim these tragedies.
Legislative theater builds on the technique of forum theater but is directly focused on laws and policies that can solve problems. Legislative theater uses role-playing to engage actors and spec actors in identifying solutions to unjust systems and institutions and bring those new ideas to attention of the governing people. Rainbow of Desires techniques usually involve reproducing one's own thoughts and emotions rather than those of character, whereas in one's own life, one tries to concretize or make actual one's desires. In theater, one can make them observable. In an affective dimension, which is a part of Rainbow Desires, people can project their memories of oppression on stage. Invisible theater involves actors performing a written and rehearsed problematic situation in a public place in order to provoke responses from strangers who are unaware that they are taking part in theater. Invisible theater seeks to promote awareness of daily oppression within life in an everyday normal setting and bystanders who are unaware of what is happening. The other elements of the tree are broad categories such as history, philosophy, economy, and ethics. Theater of the Oppressed ties in with the real-world issues in which can teach students to really think about other people in the world besides themselves. It ties in with the conscious mind and concrete actions in which how we as a society treat each other. There are different facilities worldwide about this movement, such as Theater of the Oppressed, New York City. It is a nonprofit organization located in NYC that holds workshops weekly. It is for community members to perform plays based on their real-life experiences confronting oppression throughout the community. For creative drama, there are so many different games that can be implemented in the classroom to focus on the topic of theater oppressed. Some games include Colombian Hypnosis, Buzz, Slow Tag, and Group Sculpt. All of these games implement elements of working together as a class and getting assigned different roles. The sample lesson that could be used for children in creative drama is playing the game Fill the Space. The game focuses on being more aware and sensitive of the space around the classroom and the others around. It ties into Theater of the Oppressed about getting students familiar with their environment and to get them to work together as a group. Participants walk around the room without touching each other. The Joker will encourage participants to fill the empty space in the room. They must keep walking to leave no significant empty spaces in the room. Once someone fills a space, they keep moving to another empty space. The Joker will call out different things such as freeze, shake out your whole body, which will be fun for the students. The students will be guided that anyone in the room can freeze at any moment. However, as soon as someone sees one person freeze, they should freeze too. The Joker will then call out different cues to the group, such as, "You are now 2 years old," or "You are an old person," or "Your left leg is bigger than your right." By the end of the lesson, students will be able to understand how the Joker facilitates learning by calling out different cues that alter the whole situation. There are so many different variations to play that teach teamwork, awareness, and communication. It can introduce students to the art of theater of the oppressed and the constant changing of it in society.